So if you thought Chaos Walking was bad... Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Burns Reviews, where we do early movie reviews just like these. Be sure to hit that like button, it really does help the channel a lot. And today we're talking about the new movie with Tye Sheridan, Chaos Walking. No, it's not Chaos Walking, it's Voyagers. My bad. We're talking about Voyagers. They do blend together, so that probably makes a lot of sense as to why. So let's get into it. Set in the near future, the film follows 30 young men and women who are sent to space on a multi-generational mission in search of a new home. The mission descends into madness as the crew reverts to the most primal state, not knowing if the real threat they face is what's outside the ship or who they're becoming on the inside. This is kind of a horny movie. You got people kind of dry humping in the hallways, you got people sticking their thumbs into other people's mouth, and look, don't get me wrong, this is not a raunchy, risque kind of movie, but it is a little bit for a PG-13. Colin Farrell was definitely a draw for me. He's one of those actors that I've always enjoyed watching, from like In Bruges to other stuff that I can't think of right now. He's just a cool Irish actor dude. He's gonna be the Penguin in the new Batman movie. So I was kind of excited when I thought, oh, okay, maybe this could be a thing. Maybe Colin Farrell is doing something he's in space! The first 10 minutes you have Colin Farrell and he's basically just, he's a scientist and they're doing this mission to go into outer space and they have to save humanity because we've destroyed the world here on Earth, and we have to send our grandkids to a place where they could potentially find a new home. And, the first scene you have him, he's acting like, Sir Michael Caine, good night, my princes of Nottingham, that kind of stuff. And he decides he's going to go with them. And they're all taking this blue stuff, which is basically just killing any type of emotions that they might be feeling. It's basically the anti-Viagra, despite it being a blue liquid. And you have our main characters, right? You have young Cyclops. You have Johnny Depp's daughter, who was in Yoga Hosers. You have that kid who was in Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror interactive movie, and also in Dunkirk. And you have Bronn the Broken from Game of Thrones. You have a lot of young talent, up at bat. Maybe they can swing and hit the ball and prove to be a new leading actor. And man, they don't. Tye Sheridan, I've never really cared for as an actor. Whenever I see him, I kind of wonder, what happened to the actor who was in Crybaby? Or Baby Driver? Like, that was a solid movie. Ansel something. As far as Johnny Depp's daughter, she's okay. I think in time, if she gets like a better role in a movie, she could potentially grow as an actress. Bandersnatch over there, I don't know. He's just a generic bad guy, man. And he has all the worst qualities that I think that parents see when they look at teenagers. And it feels like he's written that way. He's written to be this over-the-top, psychopathic, overly emotional, angry, Napoleon-type jackass. And yeah, so early on in the movie, Colin Farrell is incapacitated. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but long and behold, he's out of the movie. He's being put from the position of leadership, and he's been cast aside, and now Tye Sheridan and crew have to basically run the ship on their own, on their journey, but then it just gets very muddled. We have the bad guy claiming that there's a space alien who's going to kill them all, and we have to go find it, but he's more or less doing this because he wants control, and yeah. The villain in this movie kind of reminded me of, like, moody, Anakin Skywalker. He's just like, I should have been the new leader! And we have this, basically, Lord of the Flies in space, which is how Mr. Berger, who directed this movie, I think his name is Nicholas Berger, how he described it as a pitch. It's Lord of the Flies in space, which is fair enough. It's an interesting idea, but it's not well executed in this movie, which I'm sad to say that. What can I say? It's Colin Farrell, you had a chance to be in a good movie and you made this instead. But hey, a paycheck's a paycheck. Even the idea of using kids to be in this concept doesn't make any sense. It kind of reminded me of Gemini Man, the way Clive Owen was using kids, and long behold, the kids rebelled when they became teenagers and didn't really work out. Not to mention, there's a lot of things in this movie that really annoyed me. For example, the whole thing gets kicked off when the kids realize they're being sedated from being angsty teenagers. Which I gotta say, I'm kind of on the side of like the grown-ups, like, man, we're putting 16-year-olds in charge of multi-billion-dollar equipment who may be the last chance we have at surviving. The whole process is going to take 80 years to pull off. So I kind of can get behind the idea of drugging them. I don't really see a problem with that, really. I know it's not right, but in desperate situations, I can kind of excuse it and be okay with it. And the fact that this movie plays out the way it does, it kind of goes, well, shit, maybe they were right. So, yeah, we have two divisions now. We have Team Bandersnatch and we have Team Cyclops, and that's kind of the majority of the movie, and they're going back and forth, and they're trying to undermine one another, and they're trying to get control, and they're just obnoxious teenagers running amok. You know, they're destroying everything. It's like a high school party where everything gets destroyed, everything gets smashed up, and it's like there's no order, and yeah, so much of this movie is just bland. I wanted it to be exciting, I wanted something to be compelling, I wanted something to happen. Unfortunately, I found it to be an undercooked movie. Don't waste your time, don't go to the theaters and see it, because it's not worth your time. I would definitely check it out maybe on Netflix, if you're somebody who fits the demographic for this movie. But as far as all the adults, I think you're going to be bored by it and kind of underwhelmed by it. In my opinion, the only movie franchise that actually worked as a YA movie was the Hunger Games. That was kind of the exception against the rule. But typically these chaos walking type of movies, they tend to be kind of rushed, they tend to be kind of underwritten and poorly acted, and they're just trying to get a certain demographic, and not a lot of energy and time is put into it, which is why I'm going to give Voyagers a D. But it comes out in theaters this Friday. You know, and hey, look, if you are that demographic, if you're a high school kid or younger and you like these actors and you like, you know, this kind of stuff, then maybe it's right down your alley. Maybe it's something that's good for the kids. Maybe I'm just old and out of sync. But, you know, but for everybody else who's, you know, 20s and 30s and up, you're not going to enjoy this movie. It's not good. Anyway, guys, comment down below. What do you think of Voyagers? Are you going to go check it out on this Friday in theaters? Or are you going to just, you know, pass on it? You going to wait for VOD? Is this a book series? Do you know anything about this movie? Be sure to comment down below and let me know what your thoughts on Voyagers actually are. Until next time, I've been John here on Bros Reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.